everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know I do it every single time. Why? Because I want everybody to experience this, our tribe, our community, because it is the best on these internet streets. I kid you not, it is the best. And listen, if you hadn't subscribed, you need to subscribe. What are you waiting on? If you're not convinced, go in the comments. Talk to somebody. Chit chat with somebody. I'm telling you, you're going to want to be a part of this. And when you come out of the comments, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go down in your settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And also, while you're in there, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in, and give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. Y'all, I'm still dog walking it. I am still dog walking that algorithm. I am, and it's all because of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, I want to give a big thank you and a shout out to all of the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. Listen, y'all are doing such a great job. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate you, because I know it's not easy. It can be a little boring, but y'all have been hanging in there, and I really, really appreciate it. Also, over in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have your support. Also, it's supposed to be a super thanks button down there somewhere. Listen, I'm telling you, it's been some crazy things going on with my channel. And so I saw in the comments, I think it was Kino, told me that my super thanks button wasn't there. So I did some investigation, and I found out it had been turned off. I wonder why. I wonder how. But anyway, I went in and I turned it back on. So hopefully you're able to see it. If not, please drop me a line or two in the comments so I can go and do some more things to get it back straight. I don't know what has been going on with YouTube here lately, but yeah, it has been some strange things going on. But I digress. If it's a super thanks button over there, and if you want to do a one-time donation, all donations to the channel is always, always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we don't have any super thanks. I'm sure it's because the super thanks button just up and disappeared on me. But listen, I thank y'all for being here, for being a part of this community. It is everything to me. It is this channel, this community, this tribe. It's just everything. All right, y'all, with all that said, let's get to the reading. Y'all know when I am putting the read together, y'all know what I do. I hit these internet streets, and that's exactly what I have been doing today. And I must say, it has been a pretty pleasant day on these internet streets. Now, is it that we didn't have to deal with any derangers? Of course I did. Of course the squatties did, because they're just sick in the head. Their fevered minds cannot allow them to accept Meghan as the Duchess of Sussex, Harry's wife. For some reason, these women, all of these ugly old hags, derangers, haters, toadies, minions, and just trolls, they all act as if Meghan stole their man. Now, I saw a man on TikTok. He was doing a TikTok about this and how these women act and behave in comments anytime you say something positive about Meghan. He said, what is going on here? He made an innocent video, and he said that It was just a positive video about Meghan. He didn't know much about her, but her at Fashion Week, he was just impressed with that. So he made an innocent video about it, saying how she killed it. Well, we all know she did kill it, but he said, here come all of these ugly old hags, smelly skanks, ooh, the derangers, and all of the toadies, and all of the trolls just came flooding into his comments. And he said, what is going on here? What is going on here? Did Meghan steal all of y'all's man? He said he was just so surprised by how these women behaved in his comments. He said they acted as if Meghan stole their man. And you know what? I commented about what he said about these women, their behavior, how they act as if Meghan stole their man. I wrote that, yeah, they do in their fevered minds. They really feel that Meghan has taken something from them. And you know what it is? It's their Disney princess dream. Yes, everybody was raised watching Disney and watching Cinderella and just feeling that one day our prince will come. And in a lot of these fevered-minded people's head, Harry was that prince. He always have been that prince. William got married. These people didn't flip out like this. But when Harry got married, that's when they flipped the F out, because somehow they thought one day Harry would ride up and just claim them as his own. And so when he picked Meghan, a woman of color, oh my goodness, they cannot stand it. And watching her live the life that she has, even though she has worked for it, and even though her husband provides for her as well, living that soft life, they cannot take it. Something in their brain has broken, because they find fault with everything. Not some things that Meghan do, everything that Meghan does. Now, you rarely get them talking about Harry unless they're calling him dumb for marrying Meghan. But other than that, it's Meghan, 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 Meghan. They don't have no problem with Kate. It's Meghan they have the problem with. Meghan has broken their brains. But I digress, y'all. I went off on a tangent because I saw that TikTok today and I said to myself, yeah, that's pretty much it. It is shocking to someone who hasn't been on these internet streets and know all these deranged human beings are walking these streets like the night of the living dead. Yes, like zombies, because their minds are gone. When you are absolutely photoshopping pictures, creating AI memes, doing all these things to try to soothe your fevered mind, trying to make Meghan out to be this horrible person that she's not. It's something wrong with you. It's something really, really wrong with you. But like I said, I digress. We got a lot to talk about. I don't know how I got on that tangent. I think I got on it because of the TikTok. But yes, rational people find these people totally certifiably insane. And that's true. That's true. If you just dive into all the stuff that these people put out on these internet streets, you would absolutely have grounds to commit them for a 72-hour hold. But let's get into what we got to get into, y'all. I don't know what made me go on that tangent, but y'all know I am prone to go on a tangent. I am. But I'm going to put this up. And it looks like our fave had a date night at the World Series. Yes, this particular squatty posted about it and said, oh my gosh, I woke up to see Mama and Papa out about looking amazing. Harry looks so California now, sun-kissed and looking so handsome, and Meghan looks so radiant and beautiful. Now I can start my day with love in my heart and a hop in my step. Have a great day, Squatties. Yes, this Squatties is so happy to wake up to the fact that Meghan and Harry was at the World Series. And I must say, I absolutely woke up to the same thing. I did. I was like, our fave's been out. I jumped on these internet streets this morning. I had my iPad by my bed, so I jumped on the internet streets a little bit, and there it was. I said, wait a minute. I missed this. I went to bed too early. Yes, they were at the game looking so happy, looking so unbothered. I bet that really, really pulled some strings over there. Yeah, because we all know that their goal was never for them to be happy, never for them to be free, never, ever for them to be unbothered. Yes, I love it. And this squatty said, I'm hours late, but I am extremely happy that I still made it to this party. I love the pictures that I stole. And she made a collage of all the different pictures of Harry and Meghan. Aren't they? They just so cute. They are so cute together. I'm telling you, they are just an attractive couple. And it goes on to say, anyway, the happy couple, hashtag Prince Harry, hashtag Meghan Sussex, were clearly having a great time at the Dodgers LA World Series game in LA. I love that for them. I do too. I do too. They are living a happy life. I remember when Meghan said that behind the scenes, it is a very happy life. She stays away from social media, and I'm so glad because, when you go into, the dark side and you see what these deranged individuals are writing, they really think Meghan cares about what they say, what they do. And it's so funny to me because behind the scenes, Meghan is paying them, she paying them no attention. When she says she doesn't read anything, she means that. Meghan is happy. She's determined to have a happy life with her handsome husband and her beautiful children in her big, big, beautiful home. And that just absolutely triggers a lot of people, and she knows that, but she pays it no mind. And I just love it. I do. I'm going to put this one up, and this one says, Prince Harry on hubby duties like, yes, we can come, but do you have food for my wife? Because even though we just ate, she's going to want to eat again. Same, Meghan, same. He is cracking up. And listen, if you do have an opportunity, please go over to Meghan's Instagram page because this is posted over there. So much good stuff. I don't know who helps Meghan with her social media, even if she gets any help, but whoever it is, and if it's just Meghan, they're doing a great job. She is doing a great job. All of these little Insta stories are so entertaining, so cute. It's just so endearing. I just don't understand how someone can watch an Insta story like this and find something to hate on unless you are a hateful person. And we all know it is a lot of that in the world today. But yes, it is so, 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 so cute. And so if you have an opportunity, go watch it. Yes. And look at this. This is where Meghan and Harry were. They were in the owner's box as they should. Yes. And this squatty came up under it and said, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are sitting in the owner's box. FWIW. Now, I don't know what that stands for. If you know, put it in the comments. Sometimes I'm not up on all of these little sayings. So, yes, They were in the owner's box, and the owner is the person, I think, in the striped shirt. I guess that's stripe or plaid. I don't know. But yes, that's him. I don't know if that's his wife or not, but that's the owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yes, and Harry and Meghan are a guest in his box, the owner's box. As they should, as this squatty says, and I agree. And this cute picture, it says, just look at those smiles. This is what I call genuine happiness. I agree with that as well. Love this picture. Love it. Look at this. The Dodgers even posted about Harry and Meghan being at the game. This is their official account. And they said, royalty is here tonight and sitting in front of Koufax and Magic are Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Yes, they absolutely did. They were thrilled to have Harry and Meghan there. And look at this. Meghan featured her cousin in her Insta story. She did. This squatty posted about it and said, Mookie Betts, Meghan's cousin, featured on her IG story, date night with Harry at Dodger Stadium. Yes, and there's his glove and everything. Yes, I think it was a squatty who said that they wondered if Harry and Meghan was going to go to the World Series because Meghan's cousin was going to be going to the World Series. Now, I think that was in our comments. I don't think it was on the internet streets. I think one of the readers mentioned that. And it happened. It happened. It did. And there they are. I wonder if they went backstage. Now, I didn't see anything about that. Maybe it'll pop up soon if they went back to talk to him or not. I would just love that. And I love this part too. It says, I love how unbothered they are, having fun and just enjoying life. Whoever this upset can choke. Exactly. But it upsets a lot of them. It says, substances are living their life. They're living their best lives. Suck it up, Buttercup. Nothing is going to stop them living their best life. Exactly. And I just love it. And I love the fact that it troubles some of these ugly old hags and deranger spirits. Yes, it absolutely stirs the demons inside of them. You have to be so miserable to see a beautiful couple like this and have hatred towards them. It's crazy to me. But all I can say is I love Harry and Meghan's happiness, and I love how it triggers ugly old hags, the skanks, the trolls, the derangers. Ah, that right there is the cherry on top of all of it. It stirs the demons in their soul, and I find it delicious. I do. I'm just saying. And of course, it's always someone to say something, and we all know who that is. It's the favored ones. And evidently, they have a problem with Harry having on a LA Dodger hat and Meghan as well, saying that they are a part of the royal family, and the Toronto Blue Jays being Canadian, that is part of the Commonwealth, and that's who they should have been rooting for, not the LA Dodgers. This is how these people can make a controversy out of nothing. When I say nothing, absolutely nothing. Because rational minds would say that Meghan is an LA girl, born and bred, and they live in California. Okay? It is just ridiculous to me, but this particular squatty posted about it and said, date night for Harry and Meghan. They look so cool in their Dodger caps. She will always be an LA girl, not the Rangers crying that Harry shouldn't be supporting LA because his father is the king of Canada. And also, Meghan used to work in Toronto. I don't even want to laugh, but that reasoning really tickles me. Exactly. Exactly. Now, if they were living in Toronto and Megan being an American and she was living in Toronto, her and Harry, and it was a home game in Toronto for the Blue Jays, I would expect them to wear a Blue Jay hat because they live in that country, okay? But they're living in America, and Megan is a American, okay? And she's an LA girl. So her hometown baseball team is in the World Series, and you expect her to wear a hat of her hometown team's opponent in the World Series. She should have on a Toronto Blue Jays hat, and she is an American and she is a LA native. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. And Harry is not a working royal. Him and Meghan aren't the president and vice president of the Commonwealth anymore. They snatched that away from them. They have no obligation to the Commonwealth. So, what are you talking about? It makes no sense. But of course, you can depend on these fevered minded old hags to come up with anything and everything that they can to try to smear this couple or try to have some kind of controversy. This was a date night and they are trying to make it into some kind of incident. It is crazy to me. Tell me these people are not crazy. You cannot make a case for their sanity. You can't. And I'm going to post this, and this is a repost from a Canadian squatty. And this is what they repost. It says, for information, Prince Harry and his wife have no obligation towards the Commonwealth since 2021. It says Queen ends Harry and Meghan's official role in the Commonwealth. The Sussexes have been stripped by the monarch of their position as president and vice president of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. Why would Harry have an obligation to wear a Toronto Blue Jays hat? And he lives in California. He's married to a Californian who is a LA girl whose team is in the World Series. I cannot. And the Canadian squatty said this. There were tons of celebrations when Harry and Meghan's Commonwealth roles were stripped from them. Some Canadians was outraged at the thought of paying for their security in Canada and wanted them gone. And now you're telling me the same country is pissed Harry didn't wear a Blue Jay hat? Now that comes from a Canadian squatty. Yes, they stripped Harry and Meghan of their roles in the Commonwealth. And I do remember when Harry and Meghan was in Canada. The Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, at the time made it very clear that Canadians were not going to pay for Harry and Meghan's security. They wasn't. And so, what is the problem here? What? I don't understand. It is absolutely baffling to me. But it wouldn't make any sense if you tried, because these people do not work on rational thought. It's anything that they can twist and just absolutely just turn into something out of nothing. This is what they do because they don't have a life. Their only life is to hate on Meghan's life because her life is not their life. And that's it. And I want to thank this Canadian squatty. I really do, for understanding and knowing that, rational minds should absolutely prevail here. That, of course, if they were living in Canada, it would be Toronto Blue Jays all the way. But they live in America, in California. Meghan is an LA girl born and bred. How would it be any other way? I'm just saying. Waste of time. And speaking of a waste of time, the Daily Fail, it had to come in with its lies and nonsense. This particular squatty posted about it and said, Daily Mail lies. They said that the Circle guy is upset. Look at the Circle guy. But here he was chatting with Harry and Meghan. The British media is desperate. Yes, see the Circle guy. You know who that Circle guy they're talking about? That's Magic Johnson. And the woman sitting next to him is his wife, Cookie. And they said that they were upset with Harry and Meghan for, I guess, being there. I don't know. I didn't read the story. But we all know it's all a lie. And how do we know it's a lie? Let me show you. Here we go. Magic Johnson, his wife Cookie, Meghan and Harry taking a picture together. Taking a picture together. And this particular squatty said, now wait a minute. Didn't the British media and the royalists tell us that Prince Harry and Meghan are irrelevant and that no famous people want to be around them? So is NBA legend the Magic Johnson not a famous person? Did the British media and the royalists lie again? Absolutely they did. Because look at them. There they are, taking pictures together. And wait a minute. Look at this. Meghan posted it on her Instagram page about last night Dodger game. And who is that standing next to them? That would be Magic Johnson and his wife Cookie, the one that they said was furious with Harry and Meghan for being there at the game. This particular squatty said, Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex with Magic Johnson and Cookie Johnson at World Series Game 4. About last night Dodger game. And it's on her Insta story. They need to stop because their lies are just too easy to be disproven. I mean, it is ridiculous at this point. It's like they're throwing spaghetti on the wall to try to see what sticks. And nothing is. It is crazy. They should be embarrassed, but I know they don't have that gene. At least across the pond over there in them rags. They don't have the ability to be embarrassed. But this is the gag. They're over there telling lies and lies and lies, and Meghan is posting the truth on her Instagram page. I love it. The shade, the shade. I'm telling you, I love it. And more proof that when Meghan is in the country of the team that's playing, guess what she does? She wears their hat. Look at this. Meghan has supported Toronto Blue Jays and wore their colors while living in Canada many times. She's American living in LA. Naturally, she would support LA Dodgers. I'm sure if trolls heard Meghan sneeze, they would say she did it incorrectly and how it should be done and how evil she is for that. Exactly. Anything they can come up with. They have no shame. And I don't know why these people even bother with this nonsense because they know squatties are going to pull the receipts. They are. And they pull one on Charles. Look at this. It says the President of the United States threatened Canada and gets a state dinner by the King of Canada. Prince Harry attends a baseball game wearing a LA Dodger baseball hat, and it's global outrage. Meanwhile, Andrew is riding horses. You know how Jeremy Vine feel about him riding them horses. And making his maids arrange his teddy bears. Exactly. Worry about that. Worry about that. How about worrying about that? But yes. So what are you trying to say? He made, the one that shall not be named, made all kinds of threats towards Canada. But he got a state dinner. But Harry cannot wear an LA Dodger hat. These people are ridiculous. And they're ridiculous because they keep messing with squatties. Because squatties just love to pull the receipts. I'm just saying. And this squatty said, the one that shall not be named openly said he wants to invade Canada. And he got an invite for a state banquet in Windsor Castle from Charles himself. All right now. All right. Keep preaching. Keep preaching. It says, so spare me the whole Commonwealth bullshit. Exactly. I mean, nothing they come up with holds water because the squatties always go for the neck. They do. I mean, come on now. Harry can't wear a LA Dodger hat, but Charles the Third can absolutely invite the one that shall not be named, who threatened Canada, yes, to a state banquet, and nothing said. Stop it. Stop with the fake outrage. It is ridiculous. You are ridiculous. I'm just saying, like this particular squatter said, bye, girl. Bye. Goodbye. And I'm gonna put this squatty up on the bottom said, now they're running a story that Harry and Meghan was booed at the game, but none of them can show video of that. What if that really happened? We don't care. Well, I saw the video and it didn't happen. I heard not narrow boo. And it was posted in a derangers under a derangers comment, and even one of her deranged even one of her deranged followers said, I can't hear the boo. You know why you can't hear the boo? Because it was none. It was none. I mean, we don't ride like that in the United States, but they want it so badly. They want it so badly. But I tell you who did get booed when they came to the United States. The Americans are not going to boo someone who lives here. They booed Willie and Kitty. Y'all remember that? It says lying won't change the fact that the unseasoned workshop couple got booed so many times that it's actually harder to find a video where they are not booed. Exactly. William is booed in his own country, the country that he is going to be king of. They booed him time and time again. Every time he goes out on the football field to present a trophy or do something that he does, because he is the president of the Football Association. I guess that's the name of it. He get booed every time. He got booed in Boston when he had the Earthshot there. He even had the coach of the Boston Celtics say that he didn't know anything about a royal family. The only royal family he knew about was Jesus, Mary, and baby. What did he say? Joseph, Mary, and the baby Jesus. That's the only royal family he know anything about. Embarrassing. He was embarrassed. They were embarrassed, and they got royally booed. But yet and still, they want Harry and Meghan to be booed so bad. And everywhere Charles and his horse ride up, they get booed or heckled. Stop it. These people need to stop. And look at this. KTLA 5 Morning News posted about Harry being at the game. It says last night sports commentator Jay Paris Sports ran into Prince Harry after Game 4. He told him he was a fan of KTLA. Yes, look at this. Harry is much loved. And look at this. Jay Paris, he posted about it. The station posted about it, and Jay Paris posted about it. And he is the sports commentator. And he said, ran into Prince Harry at the Dodger game last night. And while he was bummed about the loss, he's a big fan of KTLA Morning and KTLA. And this squatty reposted that and said, not Prince Harry video bombing a live a live cast. The guy is just having fun. Nice to see KTLA Morning News. Yes. And they loved it. They loved it. Harry just kind of peeked in and they loved it. Look at the smile on Jay's face. They love Harry. Why wouldn't they? And this is my last one about this game. I have just really enjoyed what the squatties have been saying about Harry and Meghan. And this date night, it has just been so wonderful. Even though we have had some derangers, they always try to come in and pour cold water on all of the things that Harry and Meghan does to try to dampen the spirits of their fans. But they are wasting their time because we really love our faves and they could never ever do that. They can't. And we can do two things at the same time, which I think absolutely baffles them. We can absolutely enjoy what our faves are doing, and we can also pull receipts and put them in a headlock all at the same time. We can. It's just part of being a squatty. But I digress. This is my last one, and this squatty to me just absolutely sums it up. It says, I love that when they are outside, they take over most global news. Their haters forget about their faves, which is supposed to be Willie and Kitty, and spend all of their days writing articles upon articles fabricated, running to every tweet to increase engagements on posts about them. Their influence is so powerful. Where is the lie? Where is it? Harry and Meghan goes to a baseball game and it goes around the world. They absolutely make history like Charles did, praying with the Pope, and 1,700 people watch it. That's just the way it is. And that is the reason why they stay so mad. They do. Because these two right here, they got to shine. And I'm going to put this up, and this was in People. It says, Prince Harry is asked point blank about becoming a U.S. citizen and gives his direct answer. And what they're talking about, it seems that Prince Harry has given an interview to a podcast. And I'm just going to read a little bit about it. And as for the interview, it is on YouTube. So if you like to watch it, you can go on YouTube and watch it. I have not watched it. I have heard and saw some of the things that squatties are saying about it. And they're not so impressed with the guy who interviewed Prince Harry. But I can't really give an opinion because I have not watched it. But this is what People says. It says October 29th, the Duke of Sussex, 41, shared his stance during a surprise appearance on the Hasan Minhaj Doesn't Know podcast. When host Hasan asked during the Royal Rapid Fire segment, are you going to become a U.S. citizen? Am I going to become a U.S. citizen? There is no plan to be. At this point, Prince Harry replied. Harry was born in London, and then it goes into a whole lot of stuff. But basically, he was asking Prince Harry if he was going to become a U.S. citizen. Prince Harry was a little coy on that, I must say. I would not be surprised if Harry is not a dual citizen at this particular time. But we will never know because his papers are sealed. Thank goodness. Thank goodness that old wretched individual from the Heritage Foundation did not get his hands on Harry's immigration papers. But I digress on that. And it also says that he asked Harry if he has become more Americanized, and Harry said that he liked Applebee's. He orders the breadsticks with ranch dressing. He dips it in the ranch dressing, and this Hasan said he does too. So, but yes, that's pretty much what the whole article is about. And like I said, it was an interview, and it's on YouTube. Y'all can go and check it out. I probably will check it out later, as a reference. But like I said, I hadn't got a whole lot of good reviews from it. He's a comedian, Hasan Minhaj. I can't pronounce anybody's name right, and I absolutely apologize for that. But he's a comedian, and he's very funny. I have saw some of his stand up, and he's very funny. But as an interview, as a podcaster, I don't know. But the squatters were not very impressed with him. Y'all go over, if you have time, go over, find it on YouTube, and see what you think. I think the reason why Harry probably chose him, for this interview, they said Harry also talked a lot about the Parents Network. So for that reason, he went on. And also, this particular podcast is on Lemonada. So we all know that Meghan has a relationship with Lemonada. So that could also be a reason why Harry chose this. But like I said, y'all check it out, see if you like it. And then I'll check it out if y'all tell me it's worth watching. How about that? That's the deal I'm going to make. And this particular squatty posted about it. And the original post says Prince Harry joins Hasan Minhaj on his podcast. Hasan talks to Prince Harry about how he's settling into life in America. Now, to me, that doesn't make any sense because Harry has been here, close to 6 years now? I think he's pretty settled. It says the dangers of repeating the same mistakes with AI that we made with social media. So he talked about that as well because, like I said, he talked about the Parents Network, which is a part of Archwell's initiatives to help, parents who have lost children to social media. And this particular squatty reposted that and said one of the biggest lies that the royal family tried to push to elevate William was that Harry was somehow the dumber brother. Great conversation. Where is the lie? Y'all know I have been saying this for so long. I mean, it's there for everyone to see. Harry has way more accolades. Harry is more comfortable in every way. He's very intelligent. When you hear him speak, he is very knowledgeable. But when you hear Willie, I'm telling you, Willie is dumb as a rock, my opinion. My opinion, he is dumb as a rock. And his wife, Kitty, is dumber than him. But yet and still, they wanted to paint Harry as the dumb one. It never made sense, but I understand why they do it because they try to prop up the heir in any way possible. But it's going to come more and more and more clear that the dumb one is the heir. Watch. Because when he ascends to the throne, the heir ascends to the throne, it is going to be crystal clear who is the dumb one and who has the dumb wife, because they're going to make mistake after mistake after mistake. Look how they have handled this Andrew situation. They haven't shut up. They have done everything that they could to throw bombs over there on Buckingham Palace. They have just claimed the throne, and Charles is yet alive. And Charles's flying monkeys are attacking them. It is some negative stories out there about Willie and Kitty today. And that is nothing but Charles's flying monkeys attacking him and his wife because they have handled this atrociously. They have. They cannot keep their mouths shut. They can't. They cannot allow the heir, the one that is on the throne right now, to handle this. They're just so busy talking. They don't want to be blamed. Well, we're sorry. You are the blame. You are part of the problem. You did cloak for him. You chose him over your brother. It's just crazy. But yeah, they have always tried to paint Harry as the dumb one. Well, it is something out today that really tells the truth about William, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to put this up, and this is from a person. I am not going to call them a squatty because I don't recognize them to be a squatty. I'll just put it that way, but I did cover their name up just in case they are a squatty. But they post something that is a critique of William. Now, where they got it, I don't know, but it's not a flattering portrait of William at all. And they said this, if you look at the bottom, it says, William, the next in line to the throne, sounds functionally illiterate. Cannot name a favorite author, but does enjoy Batman related movies. And I'm going to put this up, and this is what they posted. As you can see, it says, William, the heir to the throne, is perhaps the most unexamined of all. We are briefed that, like Victoria, Edward VII, George V, Edward VIII, George VI, Elizabeth II, and Charles III before him, he will be a fresh, positive, modern influence who will disallow the archaic fabric of monarchy. He cries in commoners' kitchens about mental health and is praised for his empathy. He watches Astor Villa and may even be able to name his second choice goalkeeper. He's even made sure his press secretary went to a comprehensive, not a public school. We know from royal super biographer Richard Hartman that William is unable to name a favorite author, but that his box set guys does love. And then it goes on to say, in some aspects, William might simply reflect what an average British bloke is like today, but average isn't the expectation for the crown. And it's this part right here. It says, and he differs a great deal from Charles and his grandmother. Thanks to Valentine Lowe, another longtime royal observer, we learned that William is not a great reader. He prefers an oral briefing. In Power and Power and the Palace, Lowe reported that William will be the first monarch in several generations not to have read Walter Bagehot's The English Constitution. Read between the lines what they are telling you. They're telling you that he is dumb as a rock. He doesn't read, and you know they say he's not very religious. He is going to be a disaster. He is going to be a disaster, and that is exactly what they are telling you. He is the first, I think isn't he the first Prince of Wales that didn't learn the language, the Welsh language? Charles went and studied in Wales in order to learn the language. And when he did his investiture, he spoke in Welsh. William did none of that. He has done none of it. He attempted Welsh, and one of the Welsh professors said it was garbage. And now he didn't say it was garbage like I just said it. I'm just saying it that way, but he pretty much said that it was so elementary. He didn't even bother. He knew. I think probably since he was 8 or so that he was going to become the Prince of Wales. When he became a young adult, he should have studied the language like Charles did. But he didn't even do that. And now he's showing that he didn't even want to do the bread and butter stuff. And he keeps telling everyone that has 2 ears that he's not going to be like his father. He's not going to be a monarch like the past. Why? Because they had to work. He didn't want to work. My opinion, this is all my opinion, but it's looking like what I have been saying is true. He is as dumb as a rock. Y'all know I call him King Dumb as a Rock. That is going to be my name for him when he ascends to the throne because it's true. And they are saying it's true. And I'm going to put it up. This is what the squatty that posted this said. And now it's a little spicy. I'm going to read it like it is. It says, every day Harry is proven right. His brother ain't shit. His personality was always to shit on his baby brother, so one focused on him. The spare removed himself, and now the heir's incompetence, shitty personality, and overall nasty person is exposed on a daily basis. Where is the lie? I mean, daily. Every time something comes out of Kensington Palace, it is absolutely a lead bomb. It always lands with a thud. It never puts him in a great light. He comes out looking like he is shitty and incompetent, just like this particular squatty said. I mean, it's true. And it's only going to get worse because he has such poor judgment. He didn't have his cheat sheet anymore, which was Harry. All he did is copy off of him to the point where he can't help himself today. Harry is thousands of miles away and he can't help himself but to copy, even down to crying and doing Harry's hand gestures. This right here tells you everything you need to know about this person. He has no personality. His personality has been always eating on his brother. I'm just saying. Look at this. Anne is about to go on a royal tour. I kid you not. Not Kitty, not Willie, but Anne. And I believe this performative cancer was a way to get out of work. I really do. I just feel it was to garner sympathy, to cleanse her of the stench of racism, and so they would not have to go on foreign tours. These people do not want to work. But here's Anne out here getting ready for another royal tour. It says a royal tour has been announced for next month. And it says Prince Anne is set to undergo a major royal tour to Australia and Singapore within weeks. The Princess Royal, accompanied by her husband, Vice Admiral Sir Timothy Lawrence, is set to visit 2 countries from November 8th until November 13th. And 75 years old, out here doing the bread and butter stuff that William and Kitty refused to do. And this particular squatty that posted it said, till she drops dead. Somebody wrote on it, till she drops dead. It says the 75-year-old Princess Anne should be enjoying her latter years. She and her husband should be enjoying life together. However, instead, she is going to conduct a royal tours to Australia and Singapore so that lazy Prince William and his lazy wife, Kate Middleton, can remain in bed. And that's what all of this performative cancer has been about. Now, he's going to be doing Earthshot though. And I think Earthflop is next week sometimes. Yeah, he'll be doing Earthflop, and Kitty is not going, and people are starting to talk about that. Yes, they are. And they're making excuses. I'm going to put this up. And GB News comes on in for the cover story and says, Princess Kate staying in the UK to oversee family move to Forest Lodge as William prepare for a Brazil trip. That's Earthflop. And a squatty came up under there and said, Jason is going as usual. Kate has to stay behind. Was she preparing for a move at the Singapore one or the South African one? This is why they want to move that week so they could use it as an excuse. Earthflop trips are for William and James. Squatties absolutely take no prisoners, do they? They take no prisoners. But yes, this is the excuse that they have set up for Kitty Cat. Yeah, she's staying behind so she can supervise. How did they put it? Where she can oversee family move to Forest Lodge. Yeah, right, right. Uh-huh. And I'm gonna put this up. And this particular squatty posted a back and forth between Baroness Bruck. And if you know who she is a royalist. She is a Charles and the horse supporter. She's on that kind of BS. And she has nothing but smoke for Willie and Kitty and their laziness. And this particular squatty posted an exchange between her and a deranger. Listen, this is what the deranger said. No surprise, the last time Catherine attended Earthflop ceremony was 2022 in Boston, and I still think it will be a while before she takes her first trip abroad since her cancer diagnosis in 2024. Well, the Baroness came up under there and said this. But Kate went to ski in France twice. She went to sunbathe in Mystique and scuba diving in Greece. So she can indeed make those trips abroad when it's for leisure. Nah. Yes, absolutely she can. I'm telling you, the Baroness absolutely ate. She ate and left no crumbs. And I'm telling you, it was not much of a response after this. And the squatty that posted this said, laugh out loud. I love it when they attempt to use the fake cancer card or exposed. Exactly. All I'm going to say is that anybody who has been paying attention know that Willie does not want Kitty at Earthflop. He doesn't. This is for him and Jason. This is for the boys. All right, y'all. I'm going to put up this beautiful picture of Megan getting us in the holiday spirit. Just don't forget that we have a holiday special coming up sometime next month, and I cannot wait. All right, y'all. Don't forget to go over to Megan's Instagram page, check out her Insta story, and I will see y'all a little later. Bye.